What's up and welcome back. I'm John Stark, back to MovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic. And today, it's Daredevil time. We're born again for the fourth episode. Season 1, episode 4. Yep, it's on Disney Plus and it has audio description. And every time the audio description mentions a white cane, I get a little excited. Although I realize that we're the only ones that are hearing that as a blind community. But at least sighted people are seeing white canes. I don't know. But then I legitimately have people who come up to me and ask me if I'm like Daredevil, and no, I don't know. No, I'm not. I don't know why you're asking me that. I'm clearly not physically fit. So we do not all turn into Daredevil. It's not a thing that happens. In this episode, after the worst ending ever to an episode, let me explain it again, because that video was really low on views. So in case you didn't understand what happened in the last episode, when we tripped and fell into Stupidville, yeah, they shot White Tiger in the head. Cool. They also never showed us what White Tiger was capable of as a hero, so that was kind of pointless. We never got to see what he could do as a hero, like if he was any good at it, like fighting crime. Basically, all of these heroes can die if shot in the head, so it kind of makes you. It's the stupid thing that something like Robot Chicken would think up, but like Marvel tries to stay away from, because they don't want to remind everybody that like 95% of their heroes are headshot away from not existing. Like a cool headshot, just so I mean, that's really all you need, is somebody like this guy to just, and everybody from Spider-Man to Hawkeye to you know I don't know. Obviously, Iron Man, if he's not in a suit. Same thing with War Machine. Probably Hulk, if he's not hulked out. I would think that if you just shot Bruce Banner in the head, he probably would die, because he doesn't have Hulk powers. I don't know what happens if you shoot Hulk in the head, like close point blank range like that. They showed Wolverine in X2 being shot in the head so that he could survive it. But in general, it's not something that they try to do, because it really is like a game ender for most of the heroes, especially for all of these heroes: Daredevil, the Punisher, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones. Luke Cage is a little bit more unclear because of his, the toughness of his, I don't know, but still, put a bullet next to his head, I don't know what happens, so yeah, it's kind of the least impactful way to do anything. So in this episode, we're back. Matt's picking up his stuff because I guess the wife didn't want to. And now we're introduced to is it a niece that comes in, and she's all really like upset about it. And I'm like, I don't know why we introduced you as a character, if there's a point to this, because he already had a wife, and the wife's not here to pick up the stuff. So are we just going to introduce random characters in Hector's family and then just like never like tie up loose ends? Or do we just want to show that he has family? Okay. It's one way to do it. And Matt finds the police officer from another scene, and he gets him all riled up so he can get him angry about the, like, did you shoot him? Did you execute him? And he does that thing where he listens to somebody's heartbeat. I guess this is how Daredevil investigates all crimes now, is just by listening to somebody's heart rate. He could also double as a doctor. he'd be like a great doctor. He'd be like, you have an irregular heartbeat. What? How do you know that? I just know. Like, so meanwhile, Kingpin and his wife are going through marriage counseling, and there's a brief mention of Adam. You're gonna need to go watch Daredevil to find out what that is. And it's gonna come back around. His dopey little assistant, played by Michael Gandolfini, is the one that Blake is the one that he messes something up. He goes out and he parties too hard, and so Kingpin ends up having to yell at him because he can't negotiate with the uh, the drivers of waste management folk. I'm trying to think of the most politically correct way to say that. I'm going to go with waste management people of the city. And because of that, I don't know, because he got drunk at a club or something and said some stuff he shouldn't have said. And he's really sorry, though. And he's like, man, I love you, Kingpin. You're, like, great. If you fire me, I'm still going to vote for you. Okay. Of course, Kingpin doesn't fire him, but he does pretty much threaten to kill him should he stumble and fall again. So I don't know if that's a win for this kid or, I don't know. It depends on where this kid goes in life. So Daredevil, meanwhile, is on the case trying to find out who killed Hector. And they noticed the lack of a bullet casing. And so he looks down in a sewer, and he thinks that maybe the bullet dropped into the sewer. And Matt goes, and lo and behold, finds Frank Castle, the Punisher. He's hiding out, trying not to be found. Anyway, so Frank is like, I don't know, felt really wasted to me. Like really drunk and very angry. And he's like, I think about my kid all the time. Do you think about fuck? Say his name. Say his name. I love John Bernthal. And like, based on the direction he was likely given for this, it's very good acting. But I read an interview with the showrunners where they were like, oh, you guys gotta wait for how Frank comes back. It's great. It's gonna blow fans' minds. And I was like, oh man, is Frank Castle gonna like blow through the wall of the building in his Punisher van and like kick some ass? Because that would be amazing. No, he's gonna show up as a drunken shell of himself, because that's what we need to be reminded of, is where's Frank Castle been? Lost. Very, very lost. I think about him all the time. And so, they fight over being do-gooders, and at least this kind of makes sense because Matt, who's very anti-killing, doesn't get along with Frank because Frank is pro-killing the villains so that they don't come back. So they have this lengthy talk about Bullseye, and he's like, does it feel good that Bullseye's got life? Did Foggy get life? So at least we explore that a little bit more, because I know one of the things didn't bother me as much because I thought like, well, this is Foggy. It's just got shot, so maybe he does drop Bullseye off the roof. But it pissed off a lot of fans because Daredevil is basically in like a no-kill person, very anti-kill. And technically Bullseye didn't die though. So I don't know, like, he did survive like a 4-story fall magically. Uh, you can't always count on the fact that the person you're going to drop is going to survive a 4-story fall onto the pavement below. Anyway, so uh, I guess this covers the, why Matt's need to kill, or is he reckoning with, this part of himself, which I guess the reason why he stopped. Maybe this is one of those things where if we bitch about it long enough, he'll talk about it like 4 episodes from now. So, I don't know, but this kind of ties back into what happened in the first episode with Foggy. It still doesn't answer to where Karen is and why she gave up on Matt. Like, that is not something that matches the original series, but whatever. I guess they didn't want to pay Deborah Ann Woll money to stay in the show. So hopefully Frank will get to do something cool instead of just be this guy. I hope this is not the only scene that he has in the entire season, because this would be very disappointing if it was. Yeah, what else happened this episode? We see Daredevil and his girlfriend, who's also the psychiatrist for Kingpin, which is, that's not going to work out well for someone, for Daredevil, for Kingpin, or for the girl. Like, one of those, for Heather, like one of those 3 things, not going to work out well by the end of this. This is not going to be a symbiotic relationship that just plows through, where everybody just agrees to disagree type of thing. But yeah, Matt just is really excited for Heather to be at his house, which is interesting because I don't know that that's always the case, because he needs to be able to change it to Daredevil on a whim, but since he doesn't do that anymore, I guess this is an indication that he's really never going to turn into Daredevil. Although at the end of the episode, he goes and he stares at his costumes as a blind man. I was like, do I ever do this? Do I ever just go and like I'm just making sure my shit is there and I'm thinking about it? Do I ever just do that as a person, even though I can't see it? Do I ever just go, yep, I did keep it. It's there. Let me just hold this thing for a minute and reminisce or meditate on what this means for my future. one of 2 things. No, but I'm also not Daredevil, so I guess that's what Daredevil does. And we get, I don't know, I really didn't get the reference, by the way, and all I got was guy in white mask for the end there. There's some new villain who's, I don't know, capturing people and torturing them and taking their blood or whatever. I don't know, man. I'm like, there's a guy in a white mask. If I'm supposed to guess who that is instantaneously, I need more description than that. Like, there can't just be one Marvel villain with a white mask. Like, not even like a super descript white mask either. Just like a white mask. Not like a design. He wasn't wearing like a cool costume, or it's like there's a guy in a white mask. All right. Cool. I did need a little bit more audio description on him if I'm supposed to guess. And they've been pretty on par with giving me all of these little like Punisher logo references all the way through. So the fact that I got nothing on this guy, we're just going to wait till next episode for that, that's just vids. That's where we are. The man on the street thing that Beatty keeps doing is, I guess we're going to keep doing that. So that's basically Born Again. I'm I don't know, less excited for the possibilities of the show uh, since it premiered. I thought the premiere was interesting, and the first fight was well choreographed, and that whole sequence. Some of the dialogue was painful in that scene, but uh, after that, uh, I don't know where we're going, and it definitely feels like different people are driving the ship. You know, uh, feels like how Red Lobster was there, right? And then they closed and they went bankrupt. And then if you go back now, it's like they're kind of there, but are they really? You know, if you were fortunate enough to have one of the few Red Lobster locations that reopened, um, they've made some changes, you know? And you're like, I don't know. Is this the same thing? Is it different? Feels a little different to me. Feels like something's changed. Is it for the good? Is it for the bad? And you kind of sit there and you're like, I don't know. Maybe it's not for the better. Maybe too much time had passed. Maybe they made too many course corrections and changes that they thought that they needed to make in order to try to fit in, just like Daredevil is trying to fit into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, even though this girl clearly drops an F-bomb. Love that they introduced a little niece just so she could say fuck. Ooh, I forgot the guy that Matt, the random guy that Matt is supposed to defend, who was arrested of stealing uh, caramel corn, just so we can have a really big speech on the prison complex system and how it's failing. And I mean, he's absolutely right. It's my favorite scene in the episode, but it also stood out to me as being just incredibly just preachy, because it really served no purpose to the overall exterior plot. Like, Matt didn't really do anything to help him at the end of the day. At the end of the day, Matt is just like, well, the system's broken. You know, the guy pointed out the system was broken. I seemed completely unable uh, to help him. So the system remains broken. And meanwhile, I have to find this bullet casing. So he's just shit out of luck, even though he basically said that, you know, he'll lose his food stamps should he be in there for 30 days. I mean, heck, he explains like the whole thing, and Matt's just like, well, I don't know. It's really not much I can do. But man, that was a powerful speech. Yeah. Is anything going to come of it? Anyway, uh, are you liking Daredevil Born Again? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I want to open that up. I want to find out, do you hate it? Do you like it? Are you not liking it? Are there parts of it that you like and then parts of it that you don't like? Are you excited for Matt? Are you excited to see Kingpin back? Are you excited to see... Please don't tell me that that was your favorite moment of Frank Castle, of all of John Bernthal's performances. I really don't need to know that. Because that just means you didn't watch the series and you've just been really excited to see Punisher come back. Was it good acting? Yeah, it was good acting. But man, when they hyped up the return of the Punisher, I thought that was not going to be that can't be his first scene. That was his first scene. And that was what they were talking about when they were like, it's going to blow everybody's mind. It's going to be great. We really love how we reintroduce Frank Castle. You really love that you reintroduced... Okay. Anyway, I'm going to give Daredevil Born Again, episode 4, B-. We're trending downwards, guys. I'm not happy. Please. Please make it make sense. Again, we're just introducing things for no apparent reason. We introduced a niece just so she could come in and curse. And we forgot that he had a wife, and like, where did the wife go? No idea. Just, she didn't get to have her moment where she mourned Hector. We had Frank Castle just yell at Daredevil about killing people while he's clearly inebriated. We're supposed to be excited about that. That's supposed to be the high point of the episode. We had Matt have take on a new client who stole some caramel corn and is going to spend 30 days in jail for it. And we heard a big speech about why that's all bullshit. And Matt was like, yep, I agree. And then can't do anything about it. So, yeah, there's multiple things here that are just kind of just falling flat. And I still like Charlie Cox as Daredevil. And I do like John Bernthal as the Punisher, so I'm inherently happy to see him back. But he needs something else to do. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you guys on the other side.